med Ditte. Nå tar jeg over denne for at vi vil se om det går bedre. Og så skal vi se hvordan dette går. Vi har da på med Ditte Young. Så Ditte skal være en collab med oss nå fremover. Hun skal ha Dittes Youngs tips på fredager, og det er veldig bra. Og vi gleder oss masse til å høre din visdom og fantastiske erfaring, Ditte, med hester. For du er en som kommuniserer med hester og jobber med det. Og du nevnte at du hadde prøvd å stoppe å jobbe med det mange ganger, men... we have to do it in English because there are many people who don't either understand Norwegian or English, and so we're trying this in English again.
Okay.
This time without Geir. So yes.
So can people hear us this time?
We hope so. And they can see too, they say. So that's good.
Okay, great. Oh, great.
That's good.
Okay, great. Oh, so people are tagging along now.
Finally. Okay, perfect. For the last time, we are trying this again. This is our 4th attempt here on the live. And Ditte, we're so happy for you, but thank you for your patience. And thank you for being here with us on Hest360, Horse 360. Because it's such an important part of the connection with any animal, but on this channel with the horse. And I know a lot of horse people are dog people too, or cat people, we're animal people in general. So having that communication and knowing what's up and how to deal with different aspects with the horse is really important. And to have that view that you have, Ditte, on this is such an important both message, but also an important knowledge for everyone connected to animals. So we're super happy to be here with you.
Thank you. I'm very happy to be a part of the team and doing the collaboration. Denmark, Norway now, and whoever is watching us out in the world. That's so nice. Yeah. I don't even know. So people that are tagging along here, did you hear at all what we said in the live prior to this one? This is what, oh, they're asking, what am I doing?
Yeah. So what are you doing on?
Did you see that?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Will you tell about that?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, I should tell about that. Okay.
Yeah, so, because you know the content. So I can say that Ditte is going to have a collab with Horse 360 every Friday, and she's going to give her tip every Friday through the summer. And then we're going to do some more exciting things that we will talk about a bit later with Ditte. That's very exciting, and we're really looking forward to it, but that's a bit secret still. So follow the tips on Fridays. And can you explain a bit what they'll be about, Ditte?
Well, it'll basically be about the basic techniques for understanding your horse better. I don't mind if it's a dressage horse or show jumping, just as you guys don't mind or you focus on any discipline here in the horse industry, right? This is why it makes so much sense doing this collab. And I'll definitely give you content about how to understand your horse better. People ask me about so many behavioral issues. So a lot of my content will be about behavioral issues. Also, like I said in the lives prior to this one, like take number 80. No,
yes.
This is the oh, sorry. Oh, that's so stupid. Whatever, what I'm basically helping with is behavioral issues, right? And as I said, it's not the horse who has the problem. The horse is not going to wake up in the morning trying to give you a crappy day. It's just here in the world as it is, but we have to understand the reason for a horse doing whatever it needs to do without pissing the rider off. And I'll definitely give you content about that, because I think it's very important to spread that out.
Yeah, and I think it's so important that we as people who are around horses also start being present with our horse and also acknowledge what they're doing for us, you know, every day. And Geir was very into that it had to be for beginners, because he himself says is not very sensitive to that. But I think that a lot of people actually are drawn to horses because they're sensitive to that interaction. And I find that a lot of people who don't actually aren't very into these kind of what they call woo-woo things outside of the horses, when it comes to the horses, they're totally open for anything. And I think and I think that's part of what the horses unlock for us, as that having that connection with us and opening doors that we might not have opened if we weren't in contact with them.
Yeah, I totally agree. And as we said before, this is not just having a horse or having a sport interest or a hobby thing. This is more than a friend. This is a soulmate whom you're connecting with. And I know that most of the riders out there want to connect even better with the horse. And it doesn't matter if it's just a hobby or if it's riding the Olympics this year. That's what you have in common. You want the mutual understanding, because you're together with a living animal that weighs like half a ton, right? So also like personal development when you are together with your horse.
Yes, exactly. And that's also such an important aspect that we actually can develop if we get this deep one with the horse. There's somebody who asked why is not Geir here. It's because his internet is not so good, and that's why it blacked out, I think, earlier. And he was the one inviting us in. So we're trying now that I'm inviting Ditte in, so we at least get the conversation. But we miss Geir, of course.
Yes.
Wish he could be here.
Yeah, and somebody said it's our family members. Exactly. Yes. That's what the horses are. You know, I used to make jokes about it. If a loved one went to the hospital or your horse went to the hospital, you would have a problem, right? Which hospital would you go to?
Yeah, that's a good point. Yes. Exactly.
It's different.
Very true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, Veronica says the horse.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's such an important aspect, I think, as well. But could you tell a little bit of what are the most usual questions you get?
What does my horse
like? Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, what my horse thinks of me, if it's in a bad mood or if it has any pain, if it's manipulating as well, or why isn't my horse trusting me, or why is my horse afraid of things it's not usually afraid of. You know, all these type of questions that doesn't make any sense, you know. That's the typical questions.
Why doesn't it make any sense?
It does to the rider. It doesn't make any sense, or it's difficult for them to knowing the difference between is it having a bad day or is it in pain. You know, it's difficult knowing if is my horse in pain. You know.
Yeah.
I think
exactly.
I think that interests many riders if the horse well-being.
Absolutely. And if we manage to get into knowing that ourselves, I think we could be a much better person with the horse too, and listening more to their hurts and pains, and when they're just being, you know, having a good day. It's important for us to know.
Yeah, I will also feed you with content about that, but I can shortly tell you that I'm very focused on balance. Like the mental balance, but also the physical balance, and what it means whenever the rider is imbalanced, and the huge impact that have on your horse.
Yeah, that is really interesting. I had one of my horses has a bit of a not a straight back, and we had the saddle people come and look at the horse, and we had to pull the saddle a bit to the left to get it to lie directly, because its spine is a bit like this. And when I rode it again then, and it was suddenly imbalanced, it was such a different feeling, even though we did just a tiny adjustment.
Right.
So it's and also how the horse relaxed underneath me, you know. So all these things are so important to have an eye on, I think. And how do you communicate that with people and with the horses?
How I communicate it, or how
how do you
or how I'm receiving it.
No, I mean, how does the horse communicate that to you? Like, in what way? Like,
that's very good.
What do they say?
Good. Well, I receive it because I'm very visionary or visual. So, and I think many of you who are looking at this video, maybe it will go up on your IGTV. I don't know. This one will succeed better.
Yes.
Because then you can share this information with your followers. But I receive it as pictures in front of my inner eye, and I feel it on my own body. And I'm pretty sure that just the sensitive followers out there can totally relate to this, because maybe you have sensed, oh, I have pain in my shoulder, and then 2 days after, you know, something happens to your horse's left shoulder. I'm pretty sure that can relate to this. But I'm seeing the horse's body in front of myself. I feel it, and something becomes more clear to me. It's like I need to focus on some part of the body. And since I'm very nerdy with the anatomy, and also being a cranial sacral therapist, I've read and been taught about the anatomy on horses, and this is why I'm not the veterinarian, but I have success with finding health issues on the horses, because it's shown to me, and because I also sense it in my body. Are you talking to the horses? Somebody's asking me. Oh, yeah, you can say that, but it's like non-verbally. Yeah, it's by sending them energy, by using my energy and their energy.
Yeah. And how does it help the horse that you communicate with them in this way?
They're being understood, and as goes for us human beings, when we are being understood, that's all we want to be in the world. We want to be loved. We want to just be us. So some people are seeking it in friends or partnerships or psychologists or therapists, and then we feel better whenever we are being understood. So I often see the horses like mourning, like, you know, when they're like releasing tensions. It's pretty funny to see it. You know, there's a radical behavioral change whenever I've been there, and it only take an hour. So everybody should try to communicate with their horses every day, more often, at least.
Yeah. And how do you suggest that you start with that we can do every day? That we can just start with, like, how, you know, to go into the stable and get more of that communication or contact?
Well, I'll definitely say that you need to focus on your own energy before entering the stable, because the horse becomes your mirror, as we said before, but I'm not sure everybody listened. But we have all mirroring neurons in the room. This is why, I'm sorry guys, what happens to us women whenever we enter the same room or companies or schools or classes, every single time we go around other people, our period become the same. You know, we know that for a fact, and this is just a proof of the neurons which the horses also are receiving and are sending out. So the first thing I could give as an advice is be very aware of your own energy, be calm, take a nice breath before entering the box, and when you're in there, connect with the heart. You know, just feel your heart, touch your horse's heart. It's just so simple as that. and then you're already more connected.
And I find, at least from my own experience with horses, that the horses you have that deep connection with on the ground when you ride them is such a different experience. That you, like, I've had horses that you can just like think where you're going and they turn that direction, and we have that like uniqueness, and of course the horse will react to where we're at. And I'm so happy that you're here through the summer and into the autumn, next autumn coming, sharing your wisdom on this, because it's so important for a horse's welfare to have that connection with the horse. They are extremely empathic beings, and we tend to not be conscious of where we are and what we're at, and for them to but we all know that when we're sad, we go to the stables and we get better. We've made a series on Horse360 called Hest på blå recept, meaning horses as therapeutic. Blå recept is when you get your prescription. Horses on prescription, which is really everything from people having gone through trauma, sexual abuse. Here in Norway, we use horses as therapists in psychiatric situations by psychiatric therapists. See them after having accidents, how they get you back to life. From depression, like all walks of life, how horses have been there for autistic children, for example, and how they help everyone who they get in contact with. And so it's such an amazing thing to have you here, who opens that door for all of us to participate in that kind of connection with the horse, and also to have a better life for the horse by us connecting to where we are in our lives as well.
Exactly. Yeah. And thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you so much. So people are asking, videos are going to be in English, and actually the content is not going to be to start with on YouTube. It's going to be on the Horse360's Instagram.
And then we might move there after a few, but that we'll get back to that. Yeah, so we're super happy to have you here. We are looking so much forward to your tips every Friday. So please follow Ditte and Ditte Young and Horse360, Hest360, and we'll share everything with you on Fridays from Ditte's own tips on how to connect to the horses and how we can make their life and our lives better connected.
Yeah. Yes.
Right. And so thank you so much for this opportunity for us too, Ditte, because it's great having you here. I know you have lots of followers in Norway, and everybody's so excited that you're getting on board, and we especially. So we're super happy about this, and please follow Ditte, and we'll see you soon.
Oh, bye.
Okay. Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.